Automatic exposure bracketing is a functionality that I use all the time when I take photos with a drone. In previous DJI lightweight models, the merged images tended to look overprocessed. However, with this large sensor, the Mini 5 Pro achieves astonishing results, as we will see later. In this video, I will show you when and how to use this feature to get the most out of your images, not only in dynamic range situations. The first reason for using automatic exposure bracketing is to make sure that one image will be perfectly exposed. With the Mini 5 Pro, AEB mode takes 3, 5 or 7 images in rapid succession, each with a 2/3 of a stop exposure difference. I normally select 7 images as a sort of insurance against wrong exposure. Compared to the reference image, the darkest one will be underexposed by 2 stops, and the brightest one overexposed by the same amount. The second reason is to extend the dynamic range and improve image quality in certain lighting conditions by merging several images to HDR. We access AEB in the photo-video menu by tapping on the second icon on the left. There is a choice between 3, 5 or 7 photos. It is possible to take AEB photos in vertical format by rotating the camera to portrait mode before shooting. Bracketed 50 megapixel photos can be taken by selecting this mode in the camera tab of the settings. The new 48 metale mode is also compatible with automatic exposure bracketing. As usual, each image can be saved in RAW, JPEG or both format. I choose the last option, as in most cases I work on the RAW files, but I may use JPEG when I need to quickly share an image. After hitting the shutter, the shooting process takes less than a minute. In the resulting 7 images, the difference in exposure is achieved mostly by variation of the shutter speed, while the ISO value is almost constant. The main purpose of automatic exposure bracketing is to reduce the difference between highlight and shadows by merging several images into an HDR one. This is especially useful for photos taken towards the sun. However, with Mini 5 Pro this technique delivers excellent results in several other situations. The dynamic range of an image is the difference between the brightest and the darkest part. Most modern cameras can capture from 10 to 15 stops of dynamic range, with the Mini 5 Pro being on the higher end of the spectrum. The human eye can capture up to 24 stops, and some images with the sun in the frame have an even higher range. Analyzing the histogram of a high dynamic range image, we notice that the highlights and shadows are clustered near the edges. Let's have a look at the central image of the 7 photos taken with the automatic bracketing, the one that is correctly exposed. The sky is way overexposed, with burned highlight around the sun, which is partially covered by clouds. The elements on the ground are very dark. If we try to recover the shadows, the Mini 5 Pro with the large 1-inch sensor does a remarkable job, but we notice a loss of detail, contrast and saturation, as well as some noise. In the darkest image, which is 2 stops underexposed, the structure of the sky is well preserved, even around the sun, while the shadows contain hardly any information. In the brightest image, overexposed by 2 stops, the shadows are well preserved, and we can recover even the darkest elements if needed. When merging to HDR, the program takes the highlights from the darkest image and the shadows from the brightest one, thus reducing the dynamic range in the resulting photo. This image was taken against the sun, uncovered by clouds. I never shoot photos under this condition, as it is impossible to get perfect results. However, this scene fits our purposes to demonstrate extreme dynamic range. I will merge the 7 image to HDR using Luminar Neo, my favorite photo editor. You will find info about Luminar Neo together with the discount coupon in the video description. It is an affiliate link, so I get a small commission in case of purchase. You can watch my video about Luminar Neo via the link above. In the catalog window of Luminar Neo, I select the 7 bracketed images and drag them to HDR merge on the right. Via the 3 dots icon above, we access some options. In most cases, I suggest selecting Chromatic Aberration Reduction and Ghost Reduction. I then tap on Merge, and after a few seconds, the resulting image will be stored in a folder named HDR Merge. Below the Merge button, there is an option Batch Merge that can be used to merge several bracketed images at once. In this case, I select 33 images, and the software produced the 5 merged one in about a minute. Very handy. Let's compare merged images to individual photos of the same scene. The quality of the merged image produced by the Mini 5 Pro is astonishing. In this scene, taken against the sun, partially covered by clouds late in the afternoon, the sky structure is excellent, and the building and vegetation have much more detail and richer colors. The difference from the single images is massive, and we don't notice the overprocessed look that is often present when merging photos with the Mini 4 Pro or previous models. I have applied only basic editing to lift the shadows, increase the contrast, and adjust the colors. It is possible to go deeper and apply local adjustments if needed, but in most cases the results are outstanding. Merged images are not limited to high dynamic range situations. Here you can see examples of vertical photos, using the Met Tele mode, moderate dynamic range, and night photography. On all these occasions, the merged image delivers better results than single photos. If you're serious about drone photography, I encourage you to experiment with merged images under all different conditions. Click on this link to watch my video about photography with the Mini 5 Pro. And don't forget to hit the like button if you found this video interesting. Thank you.